Hello friends, today we are going to learn some of the lessons in the CBSE course for class 9. We'll start with Fiction 1, How I Taught My Grandmother to Read, written by an eminent person, Sudha Murthy. Do you know who is Sudha Murthy? Sudha Murthy is a social worker and an author. She began her professional career as a computer scientist and engineer. She is the chairperson of Infosys Foundation and a member of public healthcare initiatives of the Gates Foundation. She was born on 19th of August 1950 in a small place called Shiggaon in North Karnataka. She is the wife of Mr. Narayana Murthy. I hope some of you are familiar with that name. He is the founder, chairman of Infosys. She had her education in the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. She did her engineering from the BVB, College of Engineering and Technology, and also rounded off her education at the Cornell University in America. A prolific writer in Kannada, Sudha has written several novels, travelogues, and short stories. Equally versatile in English, her book, Wise and Otherwise, has been translated into 13 Indian languages. Her stories center around abiding values like charity, kindness, and self-realization. The protagonists in all her books are highly educated, principled women with unwavering integrity. Varanasi, also called Banaras and Kashi, these are the various names of this most sacred of 7 pilgrimage sites that Hindus aspire to visit during their lifetime. The Kashi Vishwanath temple, situated here, is considered to guarantee one a straight ticket to heaven. People also go to Banaras to see the Ganges at sunrise. To see the Ganges at sunrise is a magnificent experience. People go in a boat midstream and watch the sun shimmering on the gentle lapping waves from a deep red to a deep orange, and then a bright orange, yellow, and finally a fiery bright gold, almost like setting the river on fire. It's an opportunity that you must not miss. Hindus also have an ardent belief that it is very fortunate to be cremated on the banks of the river Ganga. They believe that their soul directly transmigrates to Vaikuntha, which is heaven. This story that we are going to read today is centered around her 62-year-old grandmother, who was unable to read or write since she never went to school. However, she was very keen to have a serialized story read out from a weekly magazine. She intently listened to the story with great awe and identified herself with the novel's protagonist. When 12-year-old Sudha had to go away to a neighboring village for a week, the storytelling sessions got disrupted. Her grandmother was in tears as she could not read. She resolved to learn to read and write and become independent. She had set herself a deadline of becoming literate by Dasera, and she strived hard to learn Kannada, starting from the alphabets. Finally, on the day of Saraswati Puja, Saraswati is the goddess of learning, as you all know, the grandmother reverentially touched the feet of her teacher, her 12-year-old guru, and read the opening pages of the book with apparent ease. Despite her age, the old lady had the humility to respect her teacher with a namaskar. Now that you know the gist of this story, answer the questions given therein. Question 4. A. The grandmother could relate to the central character of the story Kashi Yatre as 1. Both were old and uneducated. 2. Both had grandmothers who read to them. 3. Both had a strong desire to visit Kashi. 4. Both were determined to learn to read. The answer is 1. Both were old and uneducated. Question 4b. Why did the women at the temples discuss the latest episode of Kashi Yatra? 1. To pass their time. 2. The writer Triveni was very popular. 3. They could relate with the protagonist of the serial. 4. Women have a habit of discussing serials. The answer is 3. They could relate to the protagonist of the serial. Question 4c. The granddaughter found her grandmother in tears on her return as 1. The grandmother had been unable to read the story Kashi Yatra on her return. 2. The grandmother had felt lonely. 3. The grandmother wanted to accompany her granddaughter. 4. She was sad she could not visit Kashi. The answer is 1. The grandmother had been unable to read the story on her own. Question 4d. Why did the grandmother touch her granddaughter's feet? 1. As a mark of respect to her teacher. 2. It was a custom in their family. 3. Girls should be respected. 4. She had read the story of Kashi Yatra out to her. The answer is 1. As a mark of respect to her teacher. Question 5. Answer the following questions briefly. From A to D are questions that you can do in the class anyway. Question E. Which of the following traits would be relevant to the character of the narrator's grandmother? 1. Determined. 2. Selfish. 3. Emotional. 4. Mean. The answer is 1. Determined. The 62-year-old grandmother set herself a target date and systematically worked hard to meet the deadline, despite the various obstacles that invariably crop up, and despite the light-hearted ridicule of youngsters. That's the answer. Question 6. Here are some direct quotations from the story. Identify the speaker and write what each quotation suggests about the speaker. You can use the adjectives given in the box and may also add your own. Question A. The speaker is Sudha. The quotation, Avva, is everything all right? Are you okay? The quality highlighted, concerned, understanding. Serial B. Avva. Quotation, at times I used to regret not going to school, so I made sure that my children and grandchildren studied well. The quality highlighted, determined and prudent judgment about the future. Serial C. Sudha. Avva, don't cry. What's the matter? Can I help you in any way? The quality is sympathetic and helpful. Serial D. Serial D. Grandmother. We are well off, but what use is money when I cannot be independent? Quality highlighted, wise and prudent. Serial E. The speaker is Avva. The quotation, I will keep Saraswati Puja Day during Dasara as the deadline. The quality highlighted is religious, determined and systematic. Serial F. The speaker is grandmother. The quotation, for a good cause, if you are determined, you can overcome any obstacle. The quality highlighted, diligent, determined, enthusiastic and motivated. Serial G. The speaker is Avva again. Quotation, I am touching the feet of a teacher, not my granddaughter. Quality, gentle, principled and amiable. So my friends, today you have learned something about how a determined old illiterate grandmother also had the desire to become independent and educate herself so that she doesn't have to depend on others for her study. The next story that we're going to study is a dog named Duke. Thank you very much.